Match number 7 of the Indian Premier League. It was the Sunrisers Hyderabad up against the Lucknow Super Giants at the Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium in Hyderabad. Like always in this video, I'm going to be taking you through the highlights of the 7th game of the 18th edition of the Indian Premier League. It were the two captains in Pat Cummins and Rishabh Pant in the centre for the toss, and it was the Lucknow Super Giants. Rishabh Pant won the toss and elected to bowl first, putting in the Sunrisers Hyderabad into bat first. There were a lot of speculations that this might be the match where 300 is breached because the kind of bowling attack Lucknow Super Giants has. They have a very inexperienced bowling lineup at this point because lots of players are injured from their franchise. On the other hand, Sunrisers Hyderabad, who have redefined T20 batting, it was highly anticipated that maybe this could be the game where the 300 run mark will be breached in the IPL. The two openers for the Sunrisers Hyderabad came out in form, Travis Head and in form Abhishek Sharma. Both of them came out and both had just one intent. Like always, it was to go after each and every delivery from the word go. Unfortunate was Abhishek Sharma. He had to depart pretty early on, and it was the comeback man in Shardul Thakur who went on and took the wicket of Abhishek Sharma, making sure that one of the two destructive openers heads back to the pavilion without troubling the Lucknow Super Giants too much. On the very next ball, it was the centurion of the previous game for the Sunrisers Hyderabad in Ishan Kishan, and it was again Shardul Thakur who went on and picked the wicket, quite similar to the last game that he played against the Delhi Capitals. He picked two early wickets there as well, and he repeated exactly the same thing today again against the Sunrisers Hyderabad, and all the anticipation of 300 suddenly started to change, and the murmurs around the cricketing circuit was that will Sunrisers Hyderabad be able to reach a total which they might be able to defend. Moving ahead, Shardul Thakur, like I just told you, went on and did not stop over there, did take these 2 wickets, ended the game with 4 wickets, and he is having a dream start to the season, and a season in which he went unsold to begin with at the mega auction. He make a backdoor entry in place of Mohsin Khan, and he is having a dream season. At this point, holds the purple cap as well. It was Travis Head who was starting to take the onslaught, but to begin with, gave an opportunity and a catch was dropped by Nicholas Pooran. By this time, it was Travis Head who had really hit couple of boundaries and he was looking dangerous. He gave an opportunity of in the power play itself, but he was dropped by none other than Nicholas Pooran, who dropped him, and from there it looked like that Sunrisers Hyderabad again might just take the game far away from the Lucknow Super Giants. His onslaught continued with Nitish Kumar Reddy. Nitish Kumar Reddy had a decentish game. Both Nitish Kumar Reddy and Travis Head started to counter the spinners in Digvesh Rathi, Ravi Bishnoi, and in pacers Shardul Thakur pretty well, and it looked like that the early wicket that Sunrisers Hyderabad had lost, that might not affect too much. But it was their man Prince Yadav for the Lucknow Super Giants, making sure that the drop catch by Nicholas Pooran does not go on and hurt too much. He cleaned up Travis Head, all ends up. It did not look like it was a bowler who was playing his first ever IPL season, just his second game in this season. And Travis Head on the other end, the season campaigner, the man who is really endangered about franchise, he was cleaned up by an Indian young fast bowler who was just playing his second IPL game. But for the Sunrisers Hyderabad, it was going to be Henrik Klassen and Nitish Kumar Reddy who did attack the Lucknow Super Giants bowlers again and trying to make a fight back and statement, trying to get the Sunrisers Hyderabad back in the game. He was also taken to the cleaners. It was first Henrik Klassen who got run out and all Nitish Kumar Reddy getting bowled. You can see Henrik Klassen becoming a little unlucky on that occasion, but that's how cricket is, that's how destiny is, that's how cricket is played. Both the pair who were looking like getting Sunrisers Hyderabad back into the game had to go back to the pavilion. But then came the young man in Aniket Verma, touted to be one of the big things heading in this IPL as far as from domestic circuit and an emerging player is concerned. He came out and straight away hitting 5 sixes in a short span of the innings that he played. These sixes were absolutely magnificent, getting the Sunrisers Hyderabad little bit on track, at least going to a total towards the 200 mark. Pat Cummins also joined him for the onslaught, and he also started to hit those big sixes. We know what he can do with the bat, and he tried to contribute as much as he could with the bat as well. But then Avesh Khan, who returned in his IPL in this season for the first time, was not there for the first game. Recently got his injury clearance from the Centre of Excellence and now was playing this game. Went on and took Pat Cummins, making sure that the Sunrisers Hyderabad do not touch the 200 mark and were restricted for a score of just 190. And over there, Travis Head being the highest run scorer with 49 runs, and the second highest run scorer being Aniket Verma, who hit those magnificent sixes. Then it was the second innings. It looked like the Sunrisers Hyderabad might not be able to restrict this total because the kind of wicket that we were seeing in the at the Rajiv Gandhi 190 looked a below par score. But to begin with, Aiden Markram, who's been completely out of form, he was had to return back to the pavilion very quickly, and all courtesy Mohammad Shami. And from here it looked like that maybe Sunrisers Hyderabad has an outside chance. But after that, what happened was clear carnage. Mitchell Marsh and Nicholas Pooran made sure that if there was any chance for Sunrisers Hyderabad to creep back into this game, that was absolutely eliminated. Both of them, what they did in the previous game, continued it from there. Mitchell Marsh had to return after 50, but on the other hand, Nicholas Pooran did not settle. He continued the onslaught, and it was absolute brutal carnage by the left-hand batter from West Indies, touted to be one of the best T20 batters in the world currently, across the world, across franchise-based tournaments and across international circuit as well. Great day for him. 70 runs of just 26 deliveries, 6 sixes in that innings, and he made sure that the Lucknow Super Giants plays a great now. There were a little speed breakers there where the Lucknow Super Giants did try to finish off the game as soon as possible, keeping the net run rate in mind, and in attempt to that, Ayush Badoni got out early on. But after that also the target wasn't that far. Nicholas Pooran had to return back. It did look like that there would be a little blip, and maybe the Sunrisers Hyderabad are creeping back into the game. But till then, Nicholas Pooran had pushed Sunrisers Hyderabad so far away that there were very few chances of a comeback. And whatever runs were remained in that, Rishabh Pant and Abdul Samad had sort of a small partnership that made sure that the game might just end up for the Lucknow Super Giants in a very soon way. Rishabh Pant, who's not been having one of the great days, had to return back on a no, which looked like a no ball to begin with, but then he had to go back to the pavilion. The umpires reviewed it to the third umpire. He had to go back to the pavilion, but till then the job was already done. Abdul Samad also chipped in with a couple of boundaries in the ending, and it was 2 easy points for the team from Lucknow, who had lost their first game, that to a very close encounter with the Delhi Capitals just a couple of days back. On the other hand, Sunrisers Hyderabad have now ended up winning just 1 out of their 2 games, and same goes for the Lucknow Super Giants. Lucknow Super Giants, who were being known as one of the teams who would finish last, keeping in mind their bowling weakness, they have now reached the second on the points table. 1 game they have won, and the other game was a very close encounter which could have gone either way. They were unlucky on that day, but today they proved that that wasn't a fluke. They are really here to win the tournament, and it's not going to be that they are going to be finishing last. Still early days in the Indian Premier League. We're just 7 games old, and still a long season awaits us. So stay tuned here on Sports Today. You will be getting regular match highlights. For that, you need to subscribe to Sports Today if you haven't already. If you like this video, do give us a like as well. If you haven't pressed the bell icon till now, do not forget to press the bell icon so that as soon as we are live or there's any interesting content coming your way, you guys come to know first.